Good afternoon, everybody. I just want to thank everybody for taking a little bit of time out today. I'm not going to hold you long, but I do appreciate you taking the time out today to um, view this broadcast. I want to talk a little bit about essential oils today. Um, I've been familiar with essential oils since like '97. I went to massage therapy school, became a certified massage therapist, and the focus then was incorporating the aroma for the room setting um, to make it relaxing, um, and incorporating the oils as well into the massage with the massage oil that you were using, um, to address, and sometimes you could address, definitely like the soreness, or if you were working on an athlete, there were different types of oils you would use for that. If you were working on someone who was an expectant mother, you would use certain types of oil for that as well. And of course, there are some that you avoid for certain situations. Um, but just kind of a little background on essential oils. Um, they can address situations or circumstances such as having, like, say, if you're diabetic and you can't regulate your blood sugar, then um, cinnamon bark oil will help regulate your blood sugar so you don't have the spikes throughout the day. Cassia is another one that assists with regulating your blood sugar. Essential oils have been around for years, many years. As a matter of fact, it's mentioned 264 times, if I'm not mistaken, in the Bible, the use of essential oils. And then there are 33 specific essential oils named throughout the Bible. And everybody's familiar with frankincense and myrrh. And can I just say that frankincense, I've been doing a little research on frankincense, and frankincense is an awesome, mighty essential oil for us. I actually have a study that's just recently been released in a wellness magazine, and I actually scanned it, and I have it so that I can email it to anyone who's interested. But it actually shows there are three different types of um, frankincense oil. It comes from a boswellia tree, and basically there's a type of boswellia tree. There's one strand or type that grows in Australia, one type that grows in India, and one type that grows in Africa. And each one addresses a certain type of cancer. One of them addresses breast cancer, one addresses bladder cancer, one addresses colon cancer. And I just think, and in the study, it walks you through, it tells you how it affects the cancer. With one of them, it actually interrupts the cells that are established to actually nurture the tumor. And so when it destroys those cells, and the tumor can't receive nutrients any longer, then of course the tumor dies. I just think that is so amazing to me. Our bodies were created to heal themselves. And I just think using the essential oils provides an additional way for us to support the natural process for our bodies so that they're enriched and can actually continue to heal themselves. Every day we're bombarded with poisons in the air, contaminants in some of the foods we eat, contaminants, even some of our furniture has been created with, fabrics that have been treated with certain chemicals. And our skin, which is our integumentary system, is the largest organ, and it absorbs whatever we put on it, whatever it comes in contact with for um, a prolonged amount of time. Our bodies absorb it, and so then that in turn affects us and causes certain situations to take place in our bodies. But I've had some very positive experiences with these oils, and I just want to share that. I've actually become a wellness rep for, or a wellness advocate for, doTERRA brand. My concern is find some good, pure essential oils that are have been tested, preferably by um, an outside company, a third party company, and find some essential oils that can um, add positive health benefits to your life. That's what's most important. I started out using the doTERRA brand, and I found that they're very effective, extremely effective. Um, they are certified pure therapeutic grade, and that's really what you need to look for. There are some oils that are organic, but either you want to use organic oils or you want to use those that are certified pure therapeutic brand. And those are the ones you would want to ingest. And all oils you can ingest, but for the ones you can, you want them to have that grade before you begin to put them in your body, and really before you start putting them on your bodies, and even inhaling them. Okay, so um, some of our kings and former kings have used essential oils. If you ever read about Cleopatra, studied her, she was big on the beauty. She used their essential oils. The ladies in the Bible back their tradition. For example, Queen Esther. If you read about Queen Esther, in her day when she was preparing to marry, I think it was a month, all of the ladies who were preparing to be chosen to be wed by the king were massaged and bathed in oils in preparation. Um, there are even some pharaohs whose tombs have been opened and found alabaster jars full of essential oils. I just think that's amazing that for so long, they've been around so long. Okay, so an essential oil is basically the vital or essential oils that naturally occur in plants and trees that help protect them from the environment, that help protect them from insects, that protect them from decaying. Basically, these oils are either pressed out of the plants or they're um, low heat distillation process that pulls the oils from either the leaves, the stems, the flower part of the plant, or the bark of the tree. And basically, it goes through this process, and it's handled very delicately so that the oils don't lose the vitality that our bodies need. Um, so the ways that we can use essential oils, we can use them topically, we can use them aromatically, we can use them internally. And we've also found that you can use some of these same oils because of their qualities. You can use them for cleaning around the house instead of using toxic chemicals that can, basically poison your bodies and affect you. So let's just go over a little more in depth topically. So some of the oils are considered hot oils, and they don't necessarily burn you to where it damages you, but it can be a little uncomfortable. So for example, like oregano, it's a strong oil. Um, so the recommendation for oregano is to um, dilute it with a carrier oil. So the recommendation is for fractionated coconut oil. Um, and also you can use the fractionated coconut oil, or you can use like almond oil. Some people use olive oil. One of my friends on Facebook, she um, kind of talked to me a little bit about how she uses oils, incorporates them in her day, her life, and then how she loves to use olive oil. And we all know that olive oil is good for us anyway. So if you're actually using olive oil as a carrier oil and then putting your essential oil in that, you're getting the benefits from both oils. So but if you're going to use coconut oil, make sure that it is fractionated. And fractionation is a process where it takes the larger molecules, the fatty molecules out, so that your body can, so in other words, the fatty molecules can block the absorption of the essential oil. So you don't want that. So you're going to want to use like an almond oil, a fractionated coconut oil. Um, I don't know if I just said almond or olive, but there are oils that you can use, preferably natural oils, and use the essential oils. So, um, so back to the uses. So topically, I've used most of my oils that I've used without a carrier oil so far. Um, and you put it, you, our hands and our feet have large pores. So it's recommended that you put it either in the palms of your hand or especially under the bottom of your feet, especially like if you're getting ready to go to bed, if you're not going to be walking on your feet, that's a great place to put them because we have larger pores in the palms of our hands and the bottoms of our feet, and we don't have sebaceous glands or oil glands that will block the absorption. So if you, and then with the essential oils, because of the way they're processed, those molecules are so small that it's quickly and easily absorbed in those places. But you can also, if you're using an oil for, say there's an oil, cypress oil is good for fibroids and endometriosis and heavy flow during that time of the month. You can actually just put that right on your abdomen, or you can put it around your back and your abdomen, and it helps with that. And there are other oils like clary sage that helps with um, female issues as well. Um, there, um, for me, one of my larger experiences with essential oils is the lavender. I use that topically. I had been having problems sleeping. I could feel my husband if he got up in the middle of the night to go to the restroom, or for whatever reason, I could hear him. If he opened the door and the hall light was on, or the night light was on in the hall, the light would wake me up. I mean, I was that sensitive. Cars passing by the house early in the morning or in the middle of the night, it would wake me up. And so there were mornings where I would wake up just so frustrated. I would be in tears, crying, knowing that I had to face my whole day with little to no sleep. It was so frustrating, and it interfered with my concentration at work. Um, it was just a hard time. But when I came into contact with the lavender, with the different oils, and I was beginning to learn more about them, I used the lavender oil under the bottom of my feet one night before I went to bed, 2 or 3 drops on the bottom of each foot, and rubbed it in. And I'm telling you, I slept like, I mean, it was so blissful. I tell people now, I can't help but smile whenever I think about it, because it was such a pleasurable experience getting that sleep that I hadn't gotten in so long. And I tell people it was like heaven. Just that sleep was like heaven. And there are other oils, because our body makeup composition is different. Some oils may work better for some people than others. For me, it was the lavender oil. I haven't tried anything else for sleep. But I know there's an oil called named vetiver. It's good for insomnia, and there are some other oils as well that promote sleep and relaxation. But I love that lavender. It works great for me. I've also had an experience with oregano, again, using it topically. It is a hot oil, and it's recommended, especially for people with sensitive skin. If you know you have sensitive skin anyway, you're going to want to start out with diluting your oils before you put them on your body. I didn't dilute the oregano, and it stung just a little bit, but I don't know if I have a high tolerance for pain, but it didn't bother me. So oregano, I don't know if everybody's familiar with skin tags, but they're similar to a mole, but they're kind of thinner and longer, and they kind of hang off the body some. And so I, someone had mentioned that oregano would get rid of skin tags. So I said, well, let's try it. So I put it on. I had 2 skin tags under one arm, kind of where my bra rubbed. And so I would put a little oregano oil directly on each skin tag, and then I would take a Band-Aid and put a drop of oregano oil on each one and cover it up and go for my day. And I started on a Thursday night. I went to bed with it with the Band-Aid. I got up that Friday morning and put some more on. I think I forgot to do it that Friday night. I did it again Saturday morning, and I think I did it again that Sunday morning. Monday morning, when I was getting ready for work, my 2 skin tags were gone. So um, no pain. And I remember years ago, I went to get some skin tags removed. My insurance didn't cover it, and I think it was like $30 for 2 of them to be removed. And basically, the lady just used some scissors, clipped them, put a little alcohol gauze on it and a Band-Aid, and I was out the door, and I'm thinking, I should have done that at home, but I wasn't brave enough. I wouldn't be brave enough to just clip them off, but the oregano worked. It basically dried them up, and they just came off naturally. So another experience I've had topically using the oils, the particular brand doTERRA has a blend called Digestion, and peppermint is part of that. And peppermint is good for if you have an upset stomach. Peppermint is good to take internally or even inhale it. If you have like car sickness, motion sickness, um, but I had an upset stomach one day. I think I've become, over the years, lactose intolerant, and didn't realize that I'd eaten a piece of cheesecake the night before. Well, needless to say, my stomach was not happy the next morning, to the degree that I thought I was going to have to call out of work, except that I'm the backup for the supervisor in our department, and our department handles payroll. So I couldn't just call out, because the only other two people, our department is very small, so the only other two people I could have called, one lives 30 minutes away, the other one lives about 45 minutes away, and I live like 6 miles from work. So it was already almost 7, had to be there by 8. So that wasn't going to happen. So I'm thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? I can't go to work like this, because I'm going to be in a bad situation in probably another 30 minutes or an hour. So I remembered that my supervisor, before I had ever got into my oils, my supervisor had given me a little sample of digestion, and I grabbed it, and it was in a tiny little bottle, like you get the perfume samples out of. And so I immediately went and grabbed that. And so, needless to say, it wasn't a whole bunch of oil. That's why I said you don't need a whole lot of this. I immediately put some on my stomach. I put some under the bottom of my feet, and I put some here, um, on the pulse points of my wrist, so that it could be easily absorbed into my body. And can I just say that oil settled my stomach to the extent that I did not have to go to the bathroom all day while I was at work. I didn't have an accident. I didn't have to. It was just, I was just blown away. And between the digestion experience and the lavender experience, I was just like, okay, I'm hooked. This is working for me. And it's just been amazing. And the more research I do, the more excited I become. Um, like, I have two people in my life who have diabetes, and so I'm excited to get the cinnamon bark to them and the cassia, so that they can treat, help regulate their blood sugar. But then there are people that I know that have hypertension, issues with high cholesterol. There are oils that address all of that. And I'm not saying stop going to your doctor. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is these oils help support whatever situation is going on in your life. And even emotionally, there's a young man that I know who was having a hard time with a breakup. Him and this young lady had planned to get married, and things just didn't work out. And he was pretty much devastated. And I could tell the change emotionally in this person. And even to just, down to the very simpleness of having a conversation, things were just off. And I was able to share lavender and frankincense with that young man. And each one of these oils, almost all of them, I guess they all do. I haven't done research on all of them, but most of these oils address an emotional issue. And I can say, and he's even had to say to me how he can tell the difference since he's been using these oils. And so I'm just more and more excited. One of my sons had a hair bump on his leg, and it had gotten kind of big before he ever said anything to me. You know how men and boys are. We love y'all though. But he waited to come and say something to me, but I was actually able to use tea tree oil on that, and I think we maybe did 2 or 3 applications of it, and it was pretty big. It was pretty big, and it looked like, if I hadn't done anything, it looked like it could have turned into one of those boil situations where you have to go to the emergency room or the doctor's office and get it lanced, and stuffed with gauze. But that tea tree oil pulled that infection out, and he's perfectly fine now. So again, time and time again, I just am amazed by what it does. I actually had woke up one morning with a big pimple on my cheek here, and I was just like, where in the world does this thing come from? Because I don't really deal with acne like that. And but I used some tea tree oil, and in the middle of my day, I noticed that it had pulled the infection out, and it was my skin was level. There was no more inflammation. Um, just earlier this week, one of our supervisors at work was having an issue with sciatica. And one of my other coworkers came to me, and I kind of take my oils with me just about everywhere I go. And I used frankincense, a blend of frankincense and peppermint with some unscented lotion that I had in my desk drawer, and took it to him. And from it was a little after 9 when he applied it, um, to the pain, to the area where the pain was, and he didn't feel pain again. He began feeling a tingling sensation, pain around 4 something that afternoon. So that's all day he was able to work without taking meds. And he was so excited that he had to text the coworker that came and got the oils from me saying, "You're not going to believe this, but it worked all day. Like I'm just now starting to feel pain." And that was after he left work because he comes in early enough that he leaves by 4. So the testimonies just keep coming and it keeps exciting me whenever I hear about it. Um, so we know now we can use it topically, either diluted or not diluted. Um, you can use it. I found that it's very effective putting it directly on the area that's affecting you. Again, there are oils that you can use for rashes and different things like that. Burns, lavender is great for burns. My supervisor had a burn just earlier this last week, and she came in. It was already starting to blister. We put lavender on it. By lunchtime, the blister was gone. She continued to use frankincense and lavender on it, and the mark itself is almost gone. So the lavender pulls the sting. You know how when you get burned, it continues to burn. You feel that burning sensation. Well, the the lavender pulls that burning sensation out, and then it actually dries up the blister. And I mean, all of us saw it with our own eyes when she came out of her office around noontime. She was like, "Oh my God, look, my blister is gone." So, and there was no pain. So it's just amazing. That's the first time I saw it with my own eyes. But there's another lady that shared with me how her husband was cooking, and he burnt himself, and she immediately went and grabbed the essential oils because he was kind of like, she said he was kind of like a doubting the whole essential oils and its effectiveness kind of thing. But that experience won him over because he didn't, again, it pulled the sting or the continual burning feeling out of it, and it also prevented the blister from forming. So that kind of won him over. So you can use essential oils topically, as in those examples I just shared. You can also use them um, aromatically. So one way to do that is just to put a few drops in your hand, rub your hands together, and just inhale that way. And you can do that. Or you can I have here a diffuser. Um, and they can be this simple, or you can get that they have them more decorative to fit into with the decor of your home. um but I got this from um just a department store. It was less than $15, and basically what you do is very simple. You would lift this off, that's the top. You add your water and whatever essential oils. You can use one essential oil or you can use a blend, and basically you put it in. You press this button here that turns it on. It's plugged in, and it diffuses the aroma into the air. So right now I have On Guard, which is a blend from doTERRA that helps strengthen your immune system. And then I put some wild orange in there. Um, and then you can also use essential oils internally. Um, every oil is not recommended to be taken internally, but there are some, for example, like lemon. It's a detoxifier. You can use that internally. Wild orange, you can use internally. Cinnamon, grapefruit, you can use internally. And there are little capsules. You can buy a jar of them. You can check Amazon for, I guess you call them medicine capsules. I'm not quite sure what you call them. Empty capsules for essential oils or empty capsules for medicine. But basically, you can put a few drops of oil in those little capsules, close them, and the intention is to take them right then, because of the oil over time, it's going to melt that little capsule, and then you're going to have a mess. So you're going to want to make it and take it thin. It's just an easier, quicker way, a more direct way to get a larger quantity in your body at one time by taking them in the capsule. And some people do that. I mean, that would be good for someone trying to help regulate their blood sugar to put cinnamon bark oil in a capsule and take it. Um, you can put drops of these oils under your tongue, the ones that are recommended for internal use. And there's a lot of literature out about essential oils, and on our website, which I've listed here, you can go there and when you look up an oil, it'll give you the benefits of the oil, and it'll also let you know if it's one that you can take internally. But like the On Guard blend that I told you I have in my diffuser here, it strengthens your immune system. So you can put that under your tongue. You can put it in a water and sip it. You can, we actually have little beadlets that we sell of On Guard, and you can take a little beadlet. You can take the container of beadlets with you and just take them throughout the day. They don't interact with other medicines for the most part. So, I mean, you can, if you're on a bunch of medication, it will probably be a good idea for you to check with your doctor. But pretty much, because they're all natural, it's just like with wild orange, it's just like eating an orange. So if you're not supposed to have citrus, then that would be that, with a medication, take like grapefruit or eat a grapefruit or have orange juice while you're on a certain medication, then that's definitely something you want to check with your doctor before you do it. Um, so I didn't want to hold you very long. I do want to just kind of introduce you to some oils, um, just so you kind of know background benefits of them. But again, like the lavender, I've already shared with you the lavender and basically what it does. And I actually have one here, um, the lavender oil. That's what I put under my feet. That's what we put on burns. And again, some people you can mix it up um, in preferably a glass spray bottle, because the oils break down the plastic in the container. And so you don't want that combination being sprayed onto your body or onto your bed sheets or anything like that. But you can actually put drops of spray or mist lavender on your bed pillows at night to help, or you can actually put it in a diffuser um, in your bedroom, and so that it can create a restful atmosphere. Um, the grapefruit speeds up metabolism. It's good for weight loss and obesity. It's a detoxifier as well, and it helps speed up your metabolism. Then you have the frankincense, which is pretty much good for everything. Just like I said, if anybody's interested in getting that study of that cancer study, please let me know. Email me, inbox me your email address, and I will email it to you. But the frankincense, it helps with your emotions. It's also a liver detoxifier. I know at one point I was taking Benadryl type pills to help me fall asleep at night, and that can't be good for my organs. So I do use frankincense most days out of the week, just because I know what I've done in the past as far as, and then with the fibroids, it creates a lot of pain. And I've taken a ton of pain pills, over the counter pain pills, ibuprofen and acetaminophen at the same time, which some people say, oh my God, that's not good. No, I know it's not, but that was, the only way that I could move through my day and function at the time. So now I'm like, okay, let me put some lemon in my water, drink that throughout the day for detoxification purposes, as well as putting the frankincense on me to help support my liver, because, you know, again, our bodies were created to heal themselves. And if we give our bodies what it needs to fight and do the things it needs to do for us, then, you know, it can do what it needs to do. Um, there's lemon. Most citrus essential oils you can use to clean. If you make a mixture of like the On Guard or like orange or wild orange or even the lemon, mix it with baking soda and maybe some white vinegar, you can use that in place of Comet to scrub out your tub. Again, you can go to my website there. It has do it yourself. And so it has a lot of different everyday ways you can use essential oils um, in your life, in your everyday life. Say if you have a baby or grandbaby and they have a high chair, instead of using a Clorox wipe to wipe that out and then feeling like you have to rinse it out again to get those harmful chemicals off. You can just spray it with wild orange, or you can spray it with On Guard, or a mixture of cinnamon and clove, and it's killing the bacteria and the germs. And then you can sprinkle the little Cheerios on there, and you don't have to worry about your baby ingesting something that could be harmful. And the same thing with their toys. You can make it a little glass spray bottle, mix some of the lemon and maybe some wild orange together, and mist it over those the child's toys, or they're passive. Most people have dealt with pacifier falling on the ground or falling on the floor. You can have something all natural like that in your purse, in a little glass spray bottle that you can mist it. Go rinse it out first and then mist it, so that you're killing the germs and you don't have to worry. So again, I said I wasn't going to hold you long. Please feel free to visit my website. Please feel free to inbox me. Please feel free to comment if you have any questions. We were going to do a giveaway, but nobody is signed on now. And I know it's a bad time, a Saturday at 1 o'clock. Everybody's probably out running errands and getting ready to prepare for next week. But I will still do a giveaway if people respond and ask questions, and view this. I'm going to keep this video up till 12 midnight on Wednesday. So I'm looking, if you comment, if you decide, you look at the video and you decide to comment or what have you, anyone who becomes involved in the conversation, I will do a drawing on Wednesday and or Thursday morning, and get in touch with you and let you know who won and what you won. But again, if it's a simple way of using essential oils. Is a simple way of making positive changes for your life and your health. And at my age, and people I went to high school with, people that we're becoming grandparents, and we want the best for our grandkids. I mean, we wanted the best for our kids, but you want the best for your grandkids. And when you know better, you do better. And I would so much rather clean my tub out, because there have been times I've cleaned my tub with chemicals, and then I get in to take a bath and I just have this gnawing feeling like, oh my God, is my body absorbing these chemicals? I just washed the tub out. Even if I've rinsed it out 3 or 4 times, it's still stuck in the back of my head. Now I have a safer option. Now I have a healthier option. I've got some girlfriends who've dealt with, and coworkers who've dealt with breast cancer. I'm not saying the frankincense kills it. I'm just saying, email me. I can send you the report. You can read it for yourself. But, the same thing with those people who've dealt with colon cancer, bladder cancer. Wild orange is is an carcinogen. So it helps fight cancer as well. So, you know, let's not keep having sleepless nights. Let's not keep taking a chance with the one life that we have. And let's definitely not take chances with our posterity and their lives. I'm not saying that the essential oils, is the cure all for everything. But what I'm saying is, I know the positive changes that it's made in my life, where I haven't had to reach for the Benadryl anymore to go to sleep. I haven't had to, take a pain pill prescribed by the doctor for pain, but because it makes me drowsy, okay, this is what I'm going to go with. I'm going to try this tonight. I'm not having to do that anymore. I'm not having to take the risk of damaging my body, damaging my liver and damaging my kidneys by taking these painkillers, when I have Cypress that's going to help ease my issues with my fibroids. And I know I work with people who have endometriosis. I'm not saying hop off of the medicines that the doctor gave you and just do this. What I'm saying is, incorporate this into your life so that it'll support your body to do what it needs to do, and that is heal itself. Um, Thank you guys all for taking the time to view this in the future. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I'd love to talk to you about it. Take care.